Welcome to Ask the Expert, a web series designed to provide you with practical information on business and finance. I'm your host, Nicole Pride, and Happy New Year. Welcome to the 2024 New Year. And we are so happy to have you here today. And we are kicking off our season with none other than Dr. DeForest B. Soaries Jr., who is obviously no stranger to the D-Free movement, who is our visionary, who will be with us today to give us highlights about what's to come. Tell us, resolutions, do you believe in them or don't you?
Well, I believe in goals. Resolutions are, I think, just a euphemism for goals. And as you well know, because you've known me so long, I believe in written goals. I believe in writing down our goals in 5 categories: intellectual goals, financial goals, personal goals, professional goals, and spiritual goals. And when you write down your goals, you know, all of the evidence is that you are more likely to achieve those goals than if you have goals that are not written, or certainly if you have no goals at all. You know, I've got these 24 tips for 2024, and today is day 3. And each day I release a new tip on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And those tips are designed to help people think concretely about their finances. And what D-Free is attempting to do is to offer people various strategies that will help them reach your goal. It is not our job to tell you what your goal is, but it is our job to give you options and strategies towards reaching that goal. And that's what we look forward to in 2024.
How do I prepare myself for opportunities for 2024?
The key is to assume that there are opportunities out there for you to pursue. But then to zoom in, because sometimes we can pursue so many different things, we don't accomplish anything. And what you want to do is to zoom in on 1 or 2 at the most opportunities. They could be intellectual opportunities, economic opportunities, spiritual opportunities, and write down what your goal is. Why is that opportunity important to you? What do you plan to achieve by pursuing that opportunity? And then hold yourself accountable to the process that you need to use to achieve the outcome that you desire. Sometimes our what becomes our how becomes our what. In other words, we become so locked into what we are doing that we lose sight of why we were doing it. And so I always want people to distinguish. I write about this in my workbook called Say Yes When Life Says No. That always know the difference between your how and your what. Because sometimes your how, your tactics, your strategy becomes so addictive that you are more focused on that than why you're doing what you're doing. You should consider how your personal goals juxtapose with your other goals. When I say other goals, I'm talking more specifically about intellectual goals, financial goals. When I talk about personal goals, I'm talking about personal habits. I'm talking about my diet. I'm talking about exercise and workout, those things that relate to my persona, because all goals ultimately are personal. Sometimes you can have goals that actually offset each other. So in the back of my book, I have a chart that I use, and there's a sample of it in the back of my workbook, where you have 5 categories of goals, and you have 3 years, which means that on one side of one piece of paper, you can literally write down 3 goals per category for 3 years, which means you'll have 45 goals on one side of one piece of paper. Now, that's my method. And I do that to make sure my goals are supporting each other and not undermining each other. Excellence is always the key factor. There are a lot of people who are public speakers, as I am. And my commitment has to be the best public speaker God has enabled me to use my gifts, to work hard on it, not to take it for granted, to prepare, even though I'm experienced, to take every audience seriously, to stay humble and know that I could mess up. So I think a commitment to excellence is the best way to consider distinguishing yourself from your competitors. The key to financial success I
Mhm.
believe. Just as the key to any success is to have the best advice that you can receive. My doctors, I mean, my lawyers, I don't care what aspect of my life I consider, I try to get the best expertise and advice that I can find. The same thing is true with finances. And unfortunately, not enough people are taking advantage of our ability to get them professional financial advice. It happens to come from Prudential. Prudential is a $1 trillion company. And Prudential has said, we will go wherever D-Free goes, and we will have our professionals, our experts, sit down with D-Free members, D-Free followers, D-Free participants to give them professional financial advice. And not enough people take advantage of that. And what I love about Prudential is that they're not shoving products down people's throats. They're literally sitting down with people, helping them think through their financial strategies and options without regard to potential products. So I would urge you in 2024 to take us up on our offer to connect you with a well-trained, licensed financial professional and have a chat with them. It's free, and they may tell you something that will change your life.
Mhm.
So all of us, every one of us, the same way we need a dentist, we need a primary care physician. Each one of us needs a financial professional. And I'm grateful to God for the 11 years that Prudential
Mm.
has been our partners, helping us help our community. So take us up on that.